Welcome everyone in another blockbuster Hall of Fame interview. Today I have a person who decided to follow her dream to really serve, well-being of the employees, give them better work-life balance, and transform their entire career. And that's why, despite working in a job, she was working in a very good reputed company, doing internships full time, everything she has gone through, but she never get distracted in this whole path. She never let go her dream and vision to serve a lot of people in her professional journey. She want to be a HR leader, and her vision is to really make a big impact in life of the individuals through her career. But when she started this journey, the path was not easy for her. She was only focusing on surface level things, not getting into the depth. And gradually she intensified her focus. She worked on her profile. Everything drastically improved. And right now, she is already getting the calls from NMIMS. She is expecting calls from Tata Institute, like a lot of the HR colleges she is targeting. So this journey is going to inspire a lot because this is not only about getting calls from the top colleges here, but this is about like how you break through your own limiting self beliefs, your self sabotage behaviors that we cannot do something to believing in that I can do it and then actually doing it. So this is a very beautiful conversation. So everyone, I want all of you to welcome Rashi Panchal. So Rashi, welcome and congratulations for getting all the top level colleges. I remember, when I got the call from NMIMS for HRM, EISs, it was like, oof, finally, that has that kind of feeling. How
Yeah,
it is for you, how you are feeling about it.
it is definitely an unreal feeling. First of all, thank you so much for that introduction. I am really, really happy to be here. So yeah, as you mentioned, I think you described my vision in a very well put manner. That is exactly what I want to do. So yeah, coming to the journey part, it has been rewarding, I would say. जब वो एक I was actually sleeping. The email came at around 2, 3 somewhere on an odd day. I was sleeping and I just
Hmm.
saw an NMIMS notification pop up, a Gmail notification saying congratulations. And that's
Oh, wow.
the
It's a
email.
real feeling.
Yeah. So then I went to the dashboard and I actually downloaded my call letter and went through everything. So I was very excited that I was able to clear the cutoff uh, because I had tried last year as well. Back then, I was unable to clear the cutoff for the Mumbai campus, unfortunately. So I decided to go ahead with it again this round. So yeah, it has been a very roller coaster ride, and the feeling is quite rewarding.
So the best moments come when you are not prepared,
Yeah.
right? That
Yes.
is a beautiful journey, Rashi. And a lot of people who are in this journey, they give up on their first attempt itself. That
Hmm.
things did not work out. They take it very seriously in their head and they do not take it forward. Look, I myself have taken multiple years, you know about this. What
Yes.
keep you going despite the setback in your journey? You could settle in like tier two college or tier three college, or you could change your career path also. What kept you going? What was your inner vision, not motivation, not about placement package or money, but what was your inner vision, the inner compass that helps you to focus on your dream no matter what?
Right. So I would say the reasons are twofold.
Hmm.
Something is always within you, but I think the people around you also matter a lot. Be it your parents, of course, that's the first and foremost thing, your parents and your family. I would say your closer friends, your loved ones. And the main importance goes to all your mentors, your coaches, your
Hmm.
teachers, people who you look up to basically in your life. Once they believe in yours, in you, that is when you can reaffirm the vision that you have for yourself. People
Hmm.
matter a lot. We say that intrinsic motivation hona chahiye. Definitely, that's very important. But when you have people around you who believe in you so much, you get that extra push ki, oh, if everybody thinks so, then maybe I can. Maybe mere mein wo hai, what it takes, you know? So I think that is the most important pehle to. And then it comes down to my vision, as you said, sir. Because from the very beginning, I was very headstrong that I wanted to pursue a career in human resource management. And I would like to go for an institution which has a curriculum, a program which is more human resources, labor management focused, so that I get the kind of exposure that I want. I can get to, interact with peers who have similar ambitions, who come from diverse backgrounds, who have a motive ki HR क्यों करना है. It's not कि
Hmm.
there are four options, उसमें से एक ले लिया. I want to interact with people who came with that mindset. And of course, colleges which have that curriculum will also have a lot of industry leaders coming in from that area. So that is one of the reasons why I, thought कि ठीक है first try में नहीं हुआ, एक और बार कर लेते हैं. Maybe I can do it this time better. So these were my two, vision, like motivating factors. One of them, which was my own vision and the people supporting me.
So environment is more powerful than will. That is the first. And
Yeah,
second is your inner compass that aligns with that environment. Good,
correct.
Rashi. So everyone who is listening to you for the first time, they would love to know from where you are coming, where are your roots, what you have pursued in your education, where all you have worked. They would love to know a bit about your journey so far. Why don't you
Sure.
share your quick intro?
Definitely.
Go ahead, Rashi.
Definitely. Yeah. So after my 12th grade, I decided that I want to study psychology because I've always been fascinated with people and ये क्या होता है
Hmm.
human behavior? Why does everybody act the way they do? Environment का इतना क्या impact है? What is the society doing to us? How is it affecting us? Our community, everything. So I was very fascinated with it. So I decided to pursue my BSc Psychology honors from Christ University in Bangalore. So
Hmm.
I studied there. It was a 3-year degree. Now, since it was a BSc course, we had a lot of different courses, starting from, the basic clinical counseling, sports, advertisement, fashion, forensic psychology, criminal. We also had IO psychology, HRM. So my interest skewed more towards HRM because
Organization behavior.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. Because I thought कि इंडिया में कितने सारे लोग हैं who are from the working class.
Hmm.
Major chunk of the population is the working class and the common man. I am not
Hmm.
thinking about the higher positions of the organizations right now. I'm thinking about the common man who has to go to work daily and they have
Hmm.
their bread, make ends meet. So I was thinking how paycheck is no longer a motivating factor for people. It has come down to workplace culture, workplace harmony, to diversity. And that is where we really need to pay attention. And it has been gaining focus throughout the world, throughout India. But I think there's still a long way to go. And we need headstrong leaders who can do that, who can make a change for the common working class, for everybody in the organization. So my main vision came to be कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एम्पैथी वापस लाना है. We want our decisions to be empathy driven. We want to serve the people for their unique potential and not just think of them as assets. They're not just
Exactly.
resources to us. They are their own people. They have their own vision, values. They have their own dreams and aspirations. So that is why I decided to pursue human resources. So after that, after I graduated, I did an internship with Teach for India. It is a social organization. It is a part of Teach for All. They have
Hmm.
their parts everywhere around the world. So I did an internship with them where I was working with the director of human resources. So there I was more of just getting to learn more about the daily functioning of HR. What are the different
Hmm.
things they have, how they're interacting with everyone. I did that internship for 2 months. Then I took a break to keep preparing for my exams and everything. It didn't pan out the way I wanted, so I decided ki okay chalo, we'll work again somewhere side by side, we'll keep studying.
Hmm.
So that's how I got an opportunity at Tata Consultancy Services for a traineeship. So I did my traineeship with the HR team in campus recruitment.
Hmm.
I was dealing with a lot of stakeholders, be it outsiders. Outsiders, they were all young, fresh, young adults, just graduated, they're seeking opportunities. So the way you interact with these candidates became a major part of my role. Because
Hmm.
if they are to be selected to TCS, their experience starts from there, from the first call.
Perception.
Yeah. So that is where I really came in. And then the entire process of selecting them, all the way till before onboarding starts, is what I helped the team with. So it was a very good learning experience. I met some really great people. I had a great manager. And when I told them that, I want to now prioritize my preparations, they were all very supportive. My manager also was still in touch. We actually spoke just yesterday about a few things. So yeah, if anybody ever decides to, maybe just take a break, work for a while, I would highly suggest it. It's an experience that you won't forget, and there's a lot to learn from that. So,
True, true, true.
yeah,
You are highlighting very well here that a lot of people who look at HRM. It's like a HRM people are doing Rangoli, okay? Or they are the people who say, I'll come back to you, okay? Or
Yeah,
they will be not closing the loop. So this is like the perception which is there in the Indian society. Look, I have also done my master's in HRM field from Dada
correct.
Institute,
Yes,
which is
sir,
like
correct.
number one college for HR. And I also went through all this, negative perception which is about the field of HR. So while you are making that choice, did your family had that conversation like, is there any scope in HR? Is it a good career path? You could go and join like marketing or finance. Why HR? So how you navigate this journey as a student going
Right,
forward to that?
definitely, sir. So, I would like to go back a little. So, when I was in eighth grade, my father
Mm,
was having a conversation with one of his friends who works in this, corporate culture and everything. And he suggested that, HR is a very blooming field. Maybe
mm.
Rashi should do something in this. And tabhi I was like, Hoga kuch, I don't even know what HR stands for. So I
Okay, you
never,
were in class 8 that time.
yeah, so I never
Okay.
paid much attention to it. But I think it all, it's a circle. So it's all coming back to me now. But my immediate family never questioned my decision. It all comes down to the extended family who don't really know your aspirations that well. They're the ones who will suggest कि अब HR का क्या होगा, AI has come in, jobs are going, कि finance कर लो, finance में ज़्यादा पैसा है. So I would say if they are not your closed ones, if they're not your immediate family, if they don't matter as much to you, let it go. उनको बोलो और फिर तुम करके दिखाओ. But if they're your loved ones, you have to sit with them and understand their point of view. ठीक है? Because they have lived your life, they have seen something. They've probably not seen what you have seen, what you want to make a change in. So then it is your
Mm.
responsibility also to sit with them and make them understand ki why you want to do this. What is the future? What is the scope? If it is your loved ones, make that effort. If they're not, if you don't care, then just let it go. That's as simple as it is. Do not pay much heed to, noisemakers. That's all.
So you kept your core people who matters, they should be aligned.
Yeah.
People who don't matter, whatever they are aligned, that's all right. So you're
Yeah.
very clear on that part.
Yes.
Like all of the people who are listening to this conversation, I want to tell this is the biggest myth that people have related to HRM field. In
Mm-hmm.
today's time, after artificial intelligence, everything is culture because
Yes.
all the things can done with the help of AI in second, and everyone is recruiting the AI services. So everyone have that advantage of AI. Now, what really matter is how people use AI,
Correct.
the
Definitely.
culture of it, the feeling of it. Because as per the recent surveys of multiple research where people have highlighted that people like top companies of India across the world or global companies, they want to hire people, but people are not able to stay in that organization because they do not have the good relationship with their managers, they do not feel belong there, do not feel the good harmony, they are not learning anything. So if you look at that, if human relationships are not that strong in any company, then you cannot get result in economic terms or monetary terms or the business growth terms or customer satisfaction terms because relationship drive results. Great
Absolutely.
relationships leads to great results. Bad relationships lead to bad results. So that is the core focus that everyone needs to have. So like Rashi, you come from the psychology background where people who are studying in this field, they think that we are good with human emotion, we understand, but we are not meant for MBA. We are not
Hmm.
meant for this competitive exam because it is completely out of the world thing, and
Yeah.
we don't know that good maths and our verbal reasoning DI. We haven't studied that. What is the certification profile? We don't know much about it. So you also might face that roadblock because everyone in your class are doing, let's say, MPhil or MA in psychology or whichever path they are going forward to. So how you give the story to this whole narrative in terms of taking that leap of faith and completely
Hmm.
moving in the new direction of management.
Right.
Go ahead.
Sure. Okay. So when it comes to switching fields, पहले तो समझो कि are you really switching your field? ठीक है, when you're going from psychology to management, do you see it as a shift or do you not see it as a shift? I myself do not see it as a shift. Psychology pada, I've learned so much about humans, so much about people. I will apply it when I go to organizations. I will apply that learning
Exactly.
when I'm doing my masters. So it is about how we look at it. But when it comes to actually practically taking the tests and studying for it, I would say if you've not ever done it, how do you know if it's going to be easy or not? How do you know if it's going to be tough or not? Give it a try. करने से सब हो जाता है. Maybe you won't be as good at it as you would have thought. Take help. enroll for classes, enroll at communities, take help from your peers. Do it and then see. Try it once. If it does not happen, try it again if you want. Like,
Hmm.
I think if you are someone who has just graduated, you fresh out of the womb, you're still very young. You have a chance to make a mistake, but then learn
You
from
will
the,
make mistakes.
yeah,
You
but then
will make
learn from,
mistakes.
yeah, we
Hmm.
will make mistakes. So एक साल में crack नहीं हुआ, it's okay. And if there are financially you are suffering, there are troubles, take a job and make time for it. It matters कि
Hmm.
तुम्हारा vision क्या है. If you want to make it happen, you will make it happen. It is not easy. It is definitely not easy to, study while working. That's why even I had to prioritize. I had to reprioritize. But I have seen a lot of people in this community who've done it. And if one
Hmm.
person can do it, it becomes an inspiration for 100 more people.
Hmm.
The goal is
Exactly.
that inspiration, to go to the right people, to talk to the right people, to learn from the right people. So I think that is the direction that we should take. One is, if you've not done anything yet, don't make a judgment about it. Look for the right people who can inspire you and guide you.
Hmm.
And don't be afraid. जो होगा देखा जाएगा, just try. Do it. Not even trying, do it, get to it. And then we'll see where it takes us.
Mm, like you are from background of human emotions, you understand empathy, you understand how the environment makes an impact, and rightly highlighted that until you haven't done it, how do you know? A lot
Hmm.
of people always have fear, like what will if I don't get it? What if I don't clear it? What if I'm not able to make it? It is like looking at cake and thinking about this will taste like this will taste like this, but you are not willing to take that one piece of
Right.
the cake and try it.
Mhm.
Okay. So that is like human psychology. And I've seen one pattern in all the achievers over the past 10 years now. Those who are cracking in one go, they are willing to face the setbacks and come back. Okay.
Yeah.
They are not expecting that things are going to be rosy, rosy. They expect that there will be thrones, there will be roses, both. And they need to embrace the both parts of the game. You need to look at the good part of it as well as the learning part of it. So that's
Yes.
how the mental makeup happens. So, like coming from the psychology perspective, you see a lot of the peers who are in this journey, they get demotivated looking at competition, first of all, right? Like, oh, so many lakhs of people and this and that. Second, there is so much negativity, so much what we could call it, anxiety that is being shown in social media through the aspirants comments below every video, every post, whatever comes on their way. There is a lot of unfairness people perceive in this game, that okay,
Yeah.
this profile is more percentile, this is less percentile, and all of that. Then always there is a fear of not clearing the cutoff and everything. So how this, invisible challenges that really make a visible impact, okay,
Yeah.
you navigate in that, how you mental makeup yourself कि ये सारे problems को मुझे नहीं अटकना है, because I know you also had few days when things went differently opposite direction, things were not working, you have to take a break and come back. So how you navigate this situation from your side? Go ahead.
Right. So that's a very good question, because no matter how hard we put our mind to something, there'll be obstacles. There will be negative thoughts, negative emotions, because that's a part of human nature. We are inbuilt to think of the negative consequences for survival reasons. You know, our mind is built that way कि अगर कुछ गलत हो गया तो we should have everything in place to overcome it and survive. So that is a natural instinct, I would say. Everybody goes through it. If you're not going through it, then there's a problem. Okay. That is a survival instinct that is there. The thing that we need to do is know how to overcome it. It has happened with me a lot. I have had a lot of anxiety ki what if cutoff nahi clear hoga? What if I'm giving so many exams and I'm not able to clear any of them? It happens. It's natural. But the thing is, pay attention to what you need at that time. Let's say your exam is in 3 months and you're unsure, you're having a lot of negative thoughts. You don't have a lot of time to waste and lose. You need to sit and decide कि मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ to overcome this. What can I do to let go of these negative emotions? What can I do to look at the positive side of it? So at times I would take breaks. I'm like, this has overwhelmed me too much. I maybe need a weekend off. I maybe need a day off. I maybe need to slow down a little, maybe do less than I am doing on a daily basis to recover, to
Recovery.
have some positive self talk. And one more thing I would like to say, I think this goes for a lot of girls, if not men. I'm not sure. I haven't had such conversations with men. But for girls, I've noticed that once they dress up, once they're feeling good about themselves externally, like they feel
Mm,
beautiful, they have a lot of positive self-talk going on. And that ultimately makes you feel very confident about yourself. So let's say if you're a girl who likes doing your hair, maybe go and do your hair. If you like doing makeup, do your makeup. If you're into fashion, wear good clothes and sit to study. Because when you're looking good, you'll keep looking at yourself and you're like, oh wow, मैं कितनी अच्छी लग रही हूँ. That it starts a cycle of positive self-talk. That is something
that's true.
yeah,
That's true. I totally believe in this as well. Like we talked about in the leadership council call also, that how you look matters a lot.
yes,
For example, imagine that you are studying in pajama, and you are like having very not good fit clothes. You
yeah.
will not be able to study that focus,
Mhm.
because one of my mentors says that when we are teaching, if there is little bit of clutter inside the room, let's say a wrapper of biscuit is there, a waste paper is there, then no one can learn there, because it is
Mhm.
not conducive to learning, right? So similarly, when we are studying, that's a good point you have highlighted, that be ready to learn. You need to get excited to learn, because when we have that vibrational frequency is high, okay,
Mhm.
when we are like in that zone that this is serious thing for me, and I present myself like that, then the real magic comes and you
Def-
build that momentum.
Yeah,
Okay, that is true, that we need to show up like it is most important thing in our life. There is a good
absolutely.
part, right? I talked to you about it, that in the TIS interview, it was a summertime when the
Mhm.
interviews happened. It was like hot summer, okay,
Yeah.
and people were coming in the shirt. Some of them were in the blazer and all. So I had my whole blazer set and everything was done. And they said, "Why you are wearing blazer? It is summer." And I said, "This is the most important day of my life. I need to show best way. So yeah, this matters." And then we had the conversation on uniform psychology, that why people wear uniforms. Like the moment doctor wear that coat,
Yeah.
they get into the different zone, right?
Mhm.
When the army people put their uniform on it, they get into the zone of surrender and devotion. They're ready to let go of their life because of that uniform.
Mhm.
And very powerful narrative of Gandhiji, right? When he wear that dhoti and everything. It is an iconic magnetism that attracts people toward. So that is real perspective on this. So Rashi, like, how you overcome this challenge of maths, how you overcome this challenge of logical reasoning, DI, your profile, your certification. Would you love to break down like how you mastering your aptitude, how you mastered your application profile, and how you mastered your selection? I know you started as a gold member, then you moved to the diamond level and all. So how this journey break down for you phase by phase? Go for it. Everyone would love to hear that.
Definitely. So starting with aptitude, I always feared maths in the competitive exam sense. In 10th and 12th, I really liked it because एक बार flow बन जाता है, you enjoy it. But with
Mm,
competitive exams, it's a little different because speed based hai, you need to come around it quick. You don't have time to sit and do everything one by one. So it's a little different, and the kind of questions come are also a little different, or the difficulty level is different. So I was like, how am I going to do this? Because even when you're solving questions, एक आता है, दूसरा नहीं आता, you give up. So I think that is one attitude that I had to change. I think there's a tip that you gave for this in one of your sessions, ki don't do one question and go look for the answer. Do a set of questions, like 10 questions, and then go for answers. It will save a lot of time and confidence will also not fall short. So that is one thing that I applied in quantitative aptitude. And to my surprise, I actually had a higher sectional percentile in my quants than my VLR. So yeah, I think that paid fruit. But with quants, it is just about practice. People say practice 100 questions a day. You can go for it. I personally did not because it was overwhelming. But what worked for me was doing different kind of questions.
different types of question.
Kind of
Mm,
questions and then maintaining that rhythm every day. कि रोज कुछ अलग अलग क्वेश्चन करना है but when you do it you understand it properly कि even if you get 2 3 more questions related to it you can solve it. So that is one thing I applied for quants. For DILR, it was the same thing. Alag alag sets practice karne hai. So in all the lectures and classes, that is what we've done. And then I would just go back, do a few sets every day, and that was pretty much it. So there will be sets that I could not crack. There were
mm,
sets that were more easier. So slowly you understand the pattern. Ki these are the kind of sets I'm comfortable with. These are the sets I'm not comfortable with. So when you have time, go for the uncomfortable sets so you can hone those kind of sets. And when I would feel a little lazy, I'm not feeling like studying, is when I would go with the
Mhm.
comfortable sets.
Easy questions to build that momentum. Mm.
Yeah. And for VALR, it all comes down to practice again. Uh, Reading comprehensions is the major part for most competitive exams. I used to read this book,
What
the
power made easy?
Power Made Easy, yeah, for vocab. That is one thing I did. For reading comprehensions, there was an RC99 PDF.
Mm.
And
RC
then,
99.
yeah, there are daily assignments. That is what I've done for RC basically. And if you're not a very avid reader, I am not. So I did try to read a few books here and there, like Metamorphosis is there, 5 a.m. Club is there. So
5 a.m. club.
yeah,
Mm.
so maybe just start reading a few books if you're not accustomed to it. For me, reading was not as much as a problem as comprehension was. So understanding ki actually mein kya likha hai is something that I had to focus more on because I tend to lose attention. I think social media gets credibility for that. So paying attention to what I was reading was most important for me. So that is what I started doing more instead of reading in volume, reading in quality, in properly immersing myself in. So that is what helped
Mm.
the aptitude side. Uh,
That's what you did in aptitude. Let's come to your application and selection. Yeah.
for application, I did a few courses from LinkedIn. I did one in leadership. I did one in DEIB. That's where my interest
Diversity and
grew more.
inclusion also you did.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's where my interest grew more in that area as well. Yeah. Then I did another course on recruitment while I was working at TCS to understand more about it, get more accustomed with the terms. I also went on to do a course in generative AI and HR. So that,
Oh, AI and HR also.
yes.
That's great.
So it just teaches you how to use prompts more efficiently in alignment with an HR job. So it's a very,
Languaging, culture of the organization.
yeah. So if you have to write an email which is more HR oriented, it will show you what prompts to use. If you have to make presentations and things like that, it's a very short course. It's not something that you have to go in with a very you know heavy mind ki, oh my god, this is so difficult. It's
The
easy
prompt
going.
driven.
It's well
Prompt
paced.
driven.
Yeah. So that was a good course. Other than that, all the sessions, SMT and LCC played a huge part. More in mindset formation, I think.
Mm. It was all about mindset.
Yeah, in mindset formation. And since we've been writing some parts of our SOP, some part of our DAFs, essays from the beginning, it makes it easier now when I have to sit for my interviews. It makes it easier. Now I
It's
can,
like done. It's already done for you.
yeah, now I can go in depth. Ki I can read one line, I can make my own questions. Ki what could they ask, what could they not ask, and things like that. So that has made it a lot easier.
So
Oh,
that is like you worked on all the areas dominantly. That
yes.
is good, beautiful part. Like you highlighted one part, which is the reason why most people are failing in this game. That is the social media. The
Yeah.
social media has taken out the brains out of the human mind, I believe. And what they have done is even the most wisest of the people who are aware, who know this thing is hurtful, they are in that addiction, they cannot stop themselves. The algorithms, the hooks, and the content is so well built by this best of the best companies that people are hooked to the devices all the time. And because of that, the attention span has gone down very significantly, and the exam level is going up and up. So it is like the drastic proportion of change. Exam
Yeah.
is going high, and the level of focus is going low, okay, in student. And because of that, it doesn't matter how many hours they study, but then they are not able to grasp it. They do
Mm.
not know how to progress in it. And the algorithm that they are following are mostly complex in nature, right? It is more of a negativity, or some sort of sadism, some sort of comparison in complex behaviors. So when they go through those social media, it is not negativity they are feeding inside their brain, or they are feeding comparison with other people, or they are feeling insecure about their own body. It could be anything. So how you navigated this big, Pandora box of social media while you are studying, because you have to work. You have to manage your weak areas. You have to work on all the three levels. So, what was your psychology student perspective on that, who understand human emotion and empathy? What advice you would love to those who do not have any idea about psychology, how they can manage their brain? Yeah, go ahead.
So I think when our parents said कि mobile देखना बंद कर दो, we should have listened to them from the very
Mm,
beginning. But we failed to do that, and now we are, going through its own demerits. But I would like to say take it in phases. If you are someone who uses your phone constantly, who is used to using Instagram, Netflix, and all of that on a daily basis, एकदम से बंद नहीं हो पाएगा. And I understand that for a lot of people, it is a form of, de-stress. They come to Instagram to, get an escape. कि they worked hard all day, they want a quick reward. थोड़े reels देख लेंगे, अच्छा लगेगा, entertainment हो जाएगा. So I get that part, that mindset मुझे समझ आता है. That's why getting rid of it all of a sudden is not easy. Nobody is saying that you have to give it up altogether. Maybe you do, maybe you not do. It depends on the severity of your dependence. So what worked for me is to do it in phases. Starting में apply the लोहा लोहे को मारता है. Use social media,
mm,
stop using social media. So Instagram and your own phone has a lot of inbuilt settings which helps you set time limits on the usage of certain apps.
mm,
वो use कर लो, and then you have to have some self devotion कि हाँ एक बार timer दिख गया, then I will stop using. That has to be
mm.
there intrinsic in you. But use social media to stop using social media. Be smarter than it is. That is one thing you can do. Another thing that has come up is you can clear your algorithm. अगर तुमको लग,
Declutter it.
yeah,
Mm.
you keep getting negative reels, just reboot it. बंद कर दो, खत्म कर दो. That is one way you can end that cycle of negative thoughts. So this is phase one.
Unfollow, unfollow, not interested, block.
Exactly. We can use all those options. So this comes down to using social media to defeat social media. Then it might reduce your screen time a little, but you still, feel yourself going back to it bar bar. This is when it comes down to ki nahi, now it has to, stop even more. So this is where a lot more of self-determination and devotion comes into place. Start building healthier, hobbies. If you like playing
Mm.
badminton, spend that time playing badminton instead of spending it on your phone, watching Netflix or doing something. Maybe cook, bake, whatever you like. किसी को chess खेलना पसंद है. Some people like reading. Start going back to these old habits that were there before social media came. So building more on these hobbies is okay. This is something that we can explore. Maybe you give 2 hours to these hobbies, it's okay. It's better than giving 4 hours to
Mm.
useless content consumption on social media. That's better. So I think that would be the next phase. And the third phase is when you've accustomed yourself to these hobbies and you don't even crave your Instagram and Netflix anymore. Sure, sometimes you want to watch movies. Everybody does. It is a great form of entertainment, and a lot to learn from also some of the good movies, if that
Good
is.
documentaries are there, good movies are there, definitely.
Yeah, if you're consuming good media, you can always do that. But know your priorities. अगर कल मेरा exam है, today is not the day you can sit and binge watch all your shows. So know
Hmm.
your priorities. It's okay to indulge in entertainment. Just know when to do it. You yourself will stop craving it as much as you did. And then you will start looking forward to maybe movie nights. Ki, today is the day I sit with my family, watch a movie. So it happens in phases, and you have to take initiative to let that chain begin.
So it is about phase wise. You reduce the intensity of those activity. First, you block time, you block your notifications, you remove from all the unrelated channels that doesn't serve your purpose. Then
Yes.
you go ahead and move to the next level where you are putting more time in the hobbies and energy where you love getting recharged rather than getting energy down. And finally, you reach to that place whether it is like occasional for you or it is
Hmm.
like a periodic review in a way that okay, I can go forward to it. How I manage this thing, I believe this could help a lot of people. I to uninstall it completely. Okay, and I use the apps like blockers and all that. So that means
Right.
you cannot install it again ever in your life without
Yes.
the approval of some other person. Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
the person needs to give approval, then only you can install that app. So I have gone through that phase because I believe that the moment, and even if someone is using Instagram and I just watch their mobile for 1 minute and I'm like, I'm using their Instagram like that. Okay, so it is so important, and that's why I want to tell you, don't use social media for your pleasure. Use social media for the selection purpose. So follow your college channels, your preparation related channels, follow the important tips and tricks related channels so that
Correct.
you can immerse yourself in that environment. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
if you are preparing for, let's say, top college and you are looking at the content which doesn't link to that, it doesn't make sense. So my advice to you is uninstall and block. That's my advice. But yeah, this is a phase wise also works very well for so many people. That's
Mm-hmm.
great. That's great. So Rashi, how you have transformed, not about maths or English. Okay, I'm not talking about this profile certification, GDPI round and all. We know you have worked very well on that. But Rashi as a human being, how the Rashi version 2.0 compared to version 1, how this version has evolved, what all internal breakthroughs you have seen, you have conquered the inner fears as a human being, not about maths and all, but you as more as a human. Go ahead, Rashi.
Definitely. So, I remember first time when I inquired at the community, we had scheduled an interview and uh, like to know myself better, to know how I align with the community. So the first meeting that we scheduled, I could not attend it because I was feeling lazy and anxious. Ki, what will it be about and all of that. So I said, "Ki, can we please reschedule it to some other time?" So we did that. But today, Yukta ma'am messaged me like a few hours before this Hall of Fame interview. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. It'll be fun. I'll make myself available and let's get it done today. I'm looking forward to it. So that is one big change that I can see here. From one
That's
interview,
a huge change, by the way.
yeah,
From being to the place where not owning your own decisions
yeah.
to the place where you are owning anything that comes on your way that can literally project yourself as a wealthy leader. Yeah, that's a huge change, by the way. Hmm.
Uh, it I don't know how it happened. It happened eventually in small successions. That's why pinpointing to what made that one change is tough. But it all comes down to throughout the year what I've done. Be it from talking to Yukta ma'am whenever I felt low, her giving her advice, her point of view, her perspectives, to
Hmm.
attending SCT and SMTs, to changing my perspective, shifting my mindset, being more clearer, taking more breaks, being more confident, gaining uh, a better sight of things. That is what helped. And internally, I would say confidence has changed a lot. मतलब वो first interview में I've always uh, liked talking to people, but when it comes to talking about myself, it gets a little difficult. So that is one thing that I have had to overcome because interviews me you were supposed to talk about yourself, and how would I be able to do that if I can't?
And GD also was a big challenge, like
Yeah.
where you have to take that attention from other people to speak on that. Hmm.
Yeah, definitely. So, getting comfortable with your own self is what helped. कि खुद को जानो, that is when you will, be more comfortable talking about yourself. You'll find more confidence talking about yourself. Make note of my achievements. That's one thing I did. Whenever I had an achievement at my workplace, I would make note of it and then I would realize, wow, I'm doing so well. Why am I not confident? What do I have to be ashamed or uncomfortable about? There's so much I can talk about with people. So that is one thing that helped. And yeah, I think
Oh,
that's
good
what.
idea. It just clicked me. Um, I suggested this once 2 years back. I had a wall where we would put all the achievements, but actually, right now, I just clean the whole wall. You know, the color happened and all. So my whole room is empty right now. So it's just a recollect for me also that I should create that wall of achievement again and put the achievements.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rashi. Yeah, it's a great. It was a recollection for me. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much about it. You won't be able to see the change in a month or two, but when you think of examples and instances like I did today with the interview example of the first time joining the community and now, it makes you realize that so much has changed. It made me realize that wow, I'm ready to do this interview in a span of 2-3 hours without any preparation, without any further notice. And I was excited about it. I was looking forward to it. So that's one big transformation, the confidence,
Confidence
the
that
comfort.
was lacking. I remember, when you had the diamond interview, your dad was there. and he was doing more of a heavy talks rather than you, right? So I can see drastic improvement, and I'm able to see, a few behaviors of like Akriti ma'am in you. It's a compliment that you're picking those unconscious language patterns, those words, those
Yeah.
mannerism and all. So I would love to know how the coaches have shaped you as a person. Your
Mhm.
Akriti ma'am working with you very closely on this. Yukta ma'am, you highlighted already about other mentors and coaches like maths and verbal and everything. Would love to know how the mentors have shifted you as a person. Go ahead.
Definitely. So if anybody knows me, they know that I'm a little conserved. I don't like talking about my emotions and everything a lot to a lot of people because I'm like, why trouble them? Uh,
Mm,
but somewhere I had to get comfortable with talking to my coaches and mentors, dheere dheere. I still don't at a lot of times, but when I really need it, I do take guidance. So I don't if I don't come to you, it's not about the mentors and coaches, it's about me and my inbuilt inhibitions. So I have come overcome some of it, but I think there's still a long way to go. So with Yukta ma'am, I think it was very easy breezy. She was very easy to talk to, and she came to you with perspectives with a very friendly nature. And it was very admirable. She was easy to talk to. With Akriti ma'am, I remember in one SMT class, she might have mentioned something which really aligned with my principles and values. So I was like, oh, I really like the kind of outlook she has towards life. And this is somebody that I would want to be in touch with even outside the community for years down the line. And I texted ma'am about it, and she said, "Yeah, of course, this community is meant for that. It's not just meant for this, 1, 2 years of our life." So, yeah, I think it was more about getting comfortable with my own inhibitions to, come and talk to other people about how I'm feeling, what is not going right, what is not going wrong. So yeah, that's one thing that helped. And I think I seeked your advice a lot during my job when I was like uncertain ki, should I
mm,
continue, should I not continue? So that also came from a place of should I be talking about this? What if their response is something different than what I am seeking for? But then I was like, that is what they're there for, right? That is what they're going to guide me upon. That's how they're going to mentor me. So that is one thing, one fear that I had to overcome to get more comfortable with coaches and mentors. I'm not sure if a lot of people do go through this, but this is something that I went through.
a lot of people go through this because the biggest point that they have is what other person will think about me.
Yeah.
That is the root of all the insecurities of getting judged in a
Mm-hmm.
way. But I want to tell you that in actual world, it is actually opposite leads to success. When you don't give damn what other people will think about you, you go and ask every question that you have in your heart, in your mind, in your brain related to the goal that you have to achieve. The more and more clarity you seek, the more and more faster you get to that place.
Right.
So this is from where we come from. Like it's a lesson integration in life in a way. That आपको ये lesson जिंदगी में समझने की जरूरत है कि आपको सारी problem share करनी चाहिए at the right person place. Okay, you should not like share it everyone because everyone don't understand what you go through. They don't have that intellectual capability or experiences to give the solution to it. But the people who have gone through that, definitely you should talk to them. It really makes a big difference because one advice give you that switch, right? Otherwise it is like spiral down conversations in the brain, right?
Yeah.
Spiraling down. But the moment you had that conversation, it flips back and go upwards. So that's how. So Rashi, like I know you have made so many friends in the whole community, all the Diamond members, you have worked very well on that. So how this community of your peer groups made a big difference in bringing that confidence, bringing that personality upliftment, bringing that commitment for you towards doing your best level efforts? Like who all inspired you and how this really helps you out? Go ahead.
There are quite a few people actually. And so I don't want to name all of them because I don't want to by mistakenly miss anyone out. But there have been instances where they have reached out to me without any sign of help. So
Hmm.
maybe they noticed me on camera during one of the sessions, or maybe they just picked up on something and they sent across a message ki, hey, hi, how are you feeling? And I remember there were times when a few of them even helped me calm myself down when I was nervous before my NMAT.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow, this happened.
yeah,
That's
because
great.
I had a lot of uncertainty in my head कि NMAT देना है. It's such an uncertain exam. कुछ भी questions आ सकता है. You have to attempt all of them. There's not enough time. So I think the community helps a lot. And these are not the kind of friendships where you go and talk to them every day, you gossip and all of that. That's not the sort of thing that happens here. It's more of a support system, and they recognize when you need them. And they appreciate every chance of conversation. They're there to listen, they're there to hear you out, and they're there to provide you comfort. Um, and a lot of them have provided me a lot of inspiration as well, especially during all these calls when they're sharing their own stories. And we're all like, hey, more power to you and everything. So that inspiration is very contagious. You hear the stories. There are parts in my notebooks where I've written down, ki, go back and listen to what this person said, see how they've said their introduction for interviews, learn from that. ये part उसने बहुत अच्छे से बोला था, maybe integrate something like that. So there have been instances where I've written that in my notebook. So yeah, it is a very wholesome community. Everybody is very nice. Everybody has a goal, and nobody is here to pull you down. ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरा नहीं हुआ इसका भी नहीं होना चाहिए. That's not the kind of mindset people here are with. They're very happy with each other's successes, and they're there with you during your low times, during your high times. So yeah, that is what I
So
would.
great friendships you have built with so
Yeah,
many people, and they keep referring to you as well in their conversation that this is the place where we need to contribute that level to feel that level. So
yeah,
it is always what goes around comes around, right? That you need to be that person where people reach out to you,
yeah,
okay, where they see you as a person who really care about them. Then so the people care when you care.
definitely.
So what you feel is because who you are as a person. That is the power of it, and that makes a huge difference. So Rashi, what is the one golden nugget, the essence of your journey so far that you would love to give to all the listeners who are thinking that they do not have that good capability, they have so much self-doubt, they have anxious mindset or feeling fear, they haven't gone through this kind of journey ever, they haven't that level of communication confidence, or they do not believe in themselves, or their profile is not that up to the mark, or they do not have that much time, they are working, like all the challenges that you have gone through. What is the one essence that you would love to give that immediately solve these challenges, give them a mindset shift, and they fast track in their journey to crack NMIMS, TISs, all the top colleges in just one single attempt? So yeah, go ahead.
So I would say that start believing in the domino effect. The one with the tiles, start believing in it. Once you start doing one thing, it will lead you to the other, and it will lead you to your goal and your destination. So start believing in that, and have a vision. If you do not have that vision, no matter what you do, it will get a little difficult. Have a vision, know what you want to do in your life, know why you're pursuing this. Have a clear mindset. That is what is going to help you the most. And one shift in language, I would say, I still struggle with sometimes, kabhi kabhi bol deti hu. But instead of saying I am trying to do this, say I am doing this. That try, वो try को eliminate कर दो. ठीक है? Just say you are doing this and you will do it. I think that's one thing that can help you very well.
Very well, very well. Yeah, trying sounds like trying, right?
Yeah.
When people say that I am trying, it is, I can tell they are not going to make it. So the
Yeah.
language pattern is very important because what you say becomes reality. That's true, Rashi. Superb. So it's an empowering journey of yours, Rashi. And I can see that calls are coming on your way. The application rounds are happening right now. And with this momentum that you have, this the reason why your story is so special because you come against all the odds. You've gone through the setback. You've gone through the different background. You've gone through the challenges in your journey. You overcome your emotional blockages, your communication blockages, your aptitude blockages, because you had a North Star. That North Star is I want to bring back empathy in workplaces, because
Correct.
workplace define the economic development, spiritual development, mental development, and emotional development of the whole person. Okay. And when this part is sorted, or I would say thriving, not surviving, the whole society, the people who represent those families in that particular company, that whole households evolve. Okay. And that household, which is a part of that community, evolve. That community make that society evolve. That society make that country evolve. That country make that world evolve. So
Yes.
if the HR do their work very well on the core heart of this, they put that empathy on part, they put that synergy, that relationship at the core forefront. The whole team, family, community, society, country, world become a best place to be in. So
Yes.
all it starts with that one spark that adds. And that's what is the North Star for you. That's what keeps you drive. But I'm able to bring that essence.
Yes.
So wish you all the best. So if all of you are listening to this point, I want all of you remember that you are one step away from cracking your dream college. And that step you need to take to get to the next level. I wish you all the best. Go ahead and do whatever it takes. Thank you very much, Rashi, for being
Thank
here. Yeah,
thank you so
more
much for
power to
having
you.
me.
All right,
Thank
all the best, everyone. Give your best shot to crack your dream college in one go.
thank you, sir. Have a nice day.